You are listening to the Estheticians or More podcast with Brittany Hageman, episode number 208. Hey, Monday, and welcome back. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about something a little on the spicy side. Part of it has been inspired by the professional podcast, Cecia and Kara and Ali, their latest episode, at least the latest episode that I've listened to. Part of it is just inspired by so many conversations I've had with estheticians, whether they're my clients or just discovery calls or just talking to people over the years. And that is the concept of the esthetician community and clout some estheticians have, and how some estheticians want that clout and they see that as a success and as a goal that they really want to achieve. And if you have that clout, the negatives that come with it and how it all is a vicious cycle that is not helping anyone. I have really strong opinions about this. And they are opinions. I'm teaching my daughter about what an opinion means. That's not a fact. So this is my opinion. So you could take it or leave it. It's fine if you don't agree with me. But I've been around enough to feel like I'm right. And I've been around enough to see these things so many times that I really think it's important to address. So the first and foremost thing, I would hit my table, but I don't want to make the audio terrible if you're just listening, is I really implore you, highly encourage you to take your hat out of the ring to be an esthetician influencer. Take it out. We are not interested. Okay? If that is your goal, then that's your goal, but that does not mean you'll be fully booked. It does not mean that you'll be making more money than an esthetician that's just a regular esthetician that no one in the esthetician community knows about that's fully booked. It doesn't mean anything except that lots of estheticians follow you and have opinions about you. Some estheticians will think that you are God. Some estheticians will think you are a clown. And people will be all in between. I really, really want to remind you of this. Any kind of fame, Insta famous, TikTok famous, has its pros, but it has more cons than pros. And I can promise you, a lot of the people who are very well known in the esthetician community are not making any money from the estheticians that follow them and really respect them and care about them. They're not making any money from them. Nothing. Zip. Or if they're making money, it's very little and compared to their number of followers. So let's say they have 15,000 followers. They are not making $15,000 a month from estheticians that follow them. As a general rule. Of course, there's people that's not the case. And great for them. I'm great for them. But that is not usually what's happening. And it may seem that way because they are savvy businesswomen, and I love that for them. But that is not the reality. And it is a vicious cycle to crave fame, because fame is fleeting and fame is vicious. And if you think that you're not seeking fame, trying to be esthetician famous and well known, then you're delusioned. You are seeking a certain type of fame, not like Beyonce fame. I understand that, but to be famous in your own community in that way. And I understand the desire. I really want to just tell you that. I'm not judging you. I totally understand the desire. And it can feel like everyone is on a train going a certain direction, laughing and having a great time, and you're at the train station and you're like, how do I get on that train? Right? It is that they're not on a train. There's no train. It is an illusion. Fame is an illusion of this joyful experience that you are not part of. Now, you could talk to the famous actors and musicians and whatever in the world, and they would tell you this. Not to say, we know, big fan of Taylor Swift, and she's very famous. But I promise you that it looks a lot better than it really is. So if you're really honest with yourself and you want to have that level of clout in the esthetician community, that is totally okay. But I want you to be realistic in what that actually will look like for your life. And the pros are maybe you could create a product and sell that to them. Okay, that's great. But those are customers now. And what are something that you know about customers? They are needy. They have feelings. They don't like things. It's not what they expected it to be. They're frustrated about this. This doesn't make sense. The same thing that your clients have, because everyone's a human. An esthetician is a human being. So I've known estheticians that have sold products, not necessarily like what I do, but like products to other estheticians, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so much work. Yes, because you're selling to people. And people have needs, as they should, as the customer, right? Like customers, their needs are important and you need to address them, right? They're your customer. But it's not like just money that you just get and you don't even think about it ever again. Like I currently have 2 like e-sales things. I have an ebook and I have a profitable pricing workshop that I did in the spring that you can buy. Not a lot of money, either of them. I don't sell a lot of either of them, but people still email me and like need help. Like they bought it and then they can't find the download, right? Totally makes sense. Like these simple, no one's been demanding or weird or anything, like totally normal customer service things. I don't get a lot of requests for help, but I do get people asking for help because they're my customer and they bought something from me. So I have to make sure that they got what they paid for. Right? Like, so if I probably have sold, I don't know, I actually have no idea how many ebooks I've sold. Let's say 50. I think I've sold more than that. Like maybe 10% of those people needed help. Maybe less than that, 5 to 10%. But that's still people. So if you're selling 1,000 of something, you're going to have people who need help. So it's not passive income. It's not like you just did it once and you don't have to think about it ever again. The other thing to keep in mind that I have learned, not from my own personal experience, but from just knowing a lot of estheticians, and some of them who have thousands of followers, of mostly estheticians, is that the esthetician community can, like all humans, I'm not trying to insult anyone, this is a human trait, but this is a fact, can be a little entitled. That's just the most honest, direct way I'm going to say it. Again, I have not experienced this. I don't have a big enough following that this is a thing that I rarely experience. Maybe I've honestly in the last 5 years, maybe experienced it like 6 or 7 times. So it's not a thing really for me. But I know for those who have like 10, 20,000 followers, estheticians will DM them and expect them to help them with their client. They're asking for free help. And they're asking for a service that esthetician does not provide other estheticians. They're just posting their before and afters of a melasma, and then they're getting DMs from estheticians asking for help. With that, I want to make a very important distinction of community versus free help entitlement, because they are not the same thing. Okay? Community is you are helping each other. It is a collaborative thing where I help you and you help me. And it is a relationship that we have, whether even if it's not a super like an acquaintance, but like we both know each other and we both help each other and we both are in each other's worlds. Entitlement is you are in this world that's well known and I expect you to treat me like your best friend who's also an esthetician or someone that you have a relationship with. Not the same thing. And to expect that of someone is delulu. It's a little crazy. To expect someone you've never met, or maybe you've met in passing, to devote time and energy answering your questions about whatever. It doesn't make sense. You are not in community with them just because you're also an esthetician business owner. I'm sorry to tell you. Sometimes like one of the things you hear a lot if you're a parent is like you need a community, a village, this whole thing. And I've worked really hard here in Georgia and then when I lived in California to create a community. And I will tell you that you can't be my community if you're not going to contribute. You have to also ask for play days. You also have to host people at your house. You also have to think of things for us to do. You have to make food. Like, you have to be a contributing member of my community to be my community. And I'm not expecting anyone to do anything out of the norm or anything that is like super time consuming. But if I invite someone over to my house 10 times and they never invite me over to their house, it's not a reciprocal relationship unless I've said I really prefer to be in my house because of like my child's sleeping schedule or whatever. Like, there's certain things we've agreed upon. But like one of my friends here, we've been having mostly weekly dinner. Some weeks we miss for almost a year, becoming a year in the fall. And we do them more at her house than mine because she has 2 kids. It's a little easier for her than bringing them to my house. So we'll maybe do like 1 at my house and then like 2 to 3 at her house a month. But we always contribute food. So like if she's cooking, I'll bring, like she's cooking for the adults, I'll bring food for the kids. Or she's like, we're always contributing with each other. Or like her husband's traveling for work, so I will stay and like help her clean her house. Like she just had me over for dinner, I will help clean all the toys. Like that is what community means. Like, my long story short, I didn't have childcare for 2 days in May that I thought I would because of my daughter's school. And like one of my community friend moms like took my daughter after school and like took care of her. And since then, my husband and I have taken care of her daughter now twice. And we're not measuring it, but it is a relationship. You can't have someone be in a community that's not knowing they're in your community. And you can't expect someone who has 10,000 followers, which 9 of them are estheticians, to be an open resource of free information for you. How did you do that peel? How many layers? Like, that is not at all what is fair. Now, go on. If they're messaging, like if you and that person have been you both follow each other and you're constantly engaging each other's stuff and there's a relationship there, then that could be an appropriate question for that relationship. Because you're both helping each other. You're actually working in a community. But soliciting free advice from someone on the internet, not that. Not that. It's the same to you. Like, if you had 10,000 people that were not esthetician following you, that are interested in their, getting rid of their acne, let's say, and you just got hundreds of DMs a day, people asking you to like save their skin, fix their skin for free, that would not be happy. You would not be happy with that, right? They're like, give me a routine from Ulta. What? Like, that's not, you don't sell Ulta product. Like, you don't, what's happening? Like, you'd be so confused by that. It's the same thing. On that note, I want to talk about this whole community over competition thing that I get told so much by estheticians who are really struggling with this. I don't know who started it. I'm sure they had really good intentions, but it's not working. It is not real. I've talked about this before on the podcast. I'm going to talk about it again because it comes up in so many coaching conversations. So I just need a good reminder. Whoever at the skin, like the shows, when you go to those classes, they're like, follow everyone here and you all follow each other. That is the stupidest advice. I told you this episode would be spicy. The stupidest advice I've ever heard. Unless those estheticians you're selling something to estheticians, is not a good thing. They're not buying from you. You're not buying from them. And I know what you're saying, but I like it because I feel like, no, you don't. What's happening is you're seeing what they're doing and you're constantly comparing it to yourself because you have a human brain. We all do. Like I said before, I follow a couple other esthetician people who work with estheticians, whether they're like marketing or just like coaching and some whatever. I have become industry friends with them because I do like them a lot as people. And I do think their work is great. We're Instagram, like, follow each other. I hide their stuff. And they know that. I've told them. Like, if you post something with me, you have to tag me because I won't see it. Because I don't look, because I have a human brain. And if I log into Instagram and I see that, I'm like, oh, shoot. That's not, I didn't think of that. And like, mine doesn't look like good. And wow, hers is really branded. And that's really clever. Oh, I was going to use that audio. Now they did. Now they're going to think I'm copying them. Like, so much unnecessary drama. And you are one person, most likely. It's not like you are on a team of a company and your part of your job is to look at the competition and see where you stand. That is a reasonable business thing. But that's a different thing than what you're doing and what I'm doing, which is we're just working for ourselves, by ourselves, doing all of the things. And it doesn't work. Sure, you can know the people in your area, you can know the pricing. Sure, that's good to know. But it's not good to know to that be all you see on Instagram and TikTok. It's not good that that is the stick that you're measuring yourself to, that that's successful. So if you're not doing that, then you're not enough and you're not successful. It's not good to see other estheticians when you first open Instagram. You should only be seeing your clients. And if that makes you sad, then follow them on your personal account if you really want to see them. But I just don't agree that it's a good idea. If your only friends are estheticians, you need more friends that are not estheticians, that have other interests. It's super important. And you need to be following other accounts that are not esthetician, beauty, hair related, so that you can get new ideas and stuff from other like fitness accounts or food accounts or humor accounts or things like that. I deeply understand the need, the desire for community, obviously, because I've just told you I've created 2 communities and I love it. I love having a group of friends that we are in this doing the same thing, when this is hard. So you can create that, but that's actual relationships again that you have with people, where maybe it's a group text or group chat or something, and you're talking about things that are supporting each other, not necessarily like just dumping on the world, on where it's just like you're reading one thing after another. It's like super hard to read and like it's not motivating for you. It needs to serve you. So it has to work it has to give just as much as you give. And that does happen. I know the other estheticians this happened with. I've had that with other estheticians I've worked with. I have another esthetician business coach, someone who offers business coaching for estheticians that I feel that way with. But it's not everyone. So I just really want you to think about it in that terms and think about how the people you should be focusing on are your clients, and having clout in the esthetician community really doesn't matter. And it really doesn't make you more money in the long run. That's what you're really trying to do. Okay, that's it for today. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll talk to you next week.